Joining us now is Dynamo 2 head coach Kenny Bundy. Kenny, thank you for taking the time. Just overall thoughts heading into this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. You look at Minnesota, and they've scored 25 goals, conceded 27. They've got a new pressing scheme this year, so it'll be a bit different. But they're a very dangerous team when they win the ball half the field. So obviously limiting our mistakes and making sure that we are really sharp with the chances that we create.
Absolutely, thank you for that. Jorge, go ahead.
Hey Kenny, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, man. I just wanted to ask, if you have Juan Casilla back, how will he be integrated into the squad? Will he have to work his way back in, or will you just slap him back into the starting 11?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think obviously you have to look at the work that he did, not only on the field but off the field at the World Cup. So the biggest piece of all of this when they come back from a tournament is physically, where are they? How sharp are they technically? There's not a real question tactically. Does Juan understand what we want to do? He's been with us for a while, so if Juan is involved with what we're doing, then I think it'll all play into how he's feeling coming off of that long of a trip.
And also, how excited are you that Diego Rosas, yesterday he announced that he's going to college. I know it'd be, obviously you lose a player, but what does that mean to you for these kids to go to college?
I mean, to me, it's part of our pathway. You can't, and I think there's a lot of different opinions in this country about what college brings to the system. But look at what these guys are getting and the opportunities they're having, and really where we're placing players from the Dynamo. And a lot of credit has to go to Tony in the academy of where he's placing these players and what level they're playing. So if you look at it, just the last couple of years, we've had a kid placed at Duke, Georgetown. Logan went off to college in California to play in goal. I mean, these places they're playing and the games that they're getting are really, really important, because not everybody's pathway is going to be academy, second team, first team. Sometimes you have to go away and you actually have to compete at the highest level, and you play 30 games a year. Then maybe you can come back. So it's important. You look at Najib went away and he came back, and now he's back in the two groups. So I'm really excited. And Rosa's just one of many. We have Joe Ferruz, who's been with the second team, played some minutes. He's committed to Yale. We have Cesar Cordova, who has played some minutes with the second team this year and last year. He's committed to Virginia. So yeah, it's tough when you lose a player, especially, with the roster that we have, but it's really exciting to see that those guys are going to go in, and essentially they're signing a contract when they go there as well. So think about it, depending on how much college is, let's just say it's $50,000 a year and you get a 4-year deal. That's a really significant contract they're signing. And they're going to compete at the highest level. So really happy with that. On the flip side of that is we've brought all of our guys back from college to come and train. So right now we have Kieran Sargent, who went to Georgetown. He's back training with the second team. We have Reese Miller, who's back training from Virginia, training with the second team. We have Dilo Herrera, who goes to HCU here in Houston. He's back. Edre is back from Marquette. So we're bringing these guys back to continue to monitor them. We can physically test them. We can obviously see them within the group, and we can prepare them for the next year of their college season.
Lastly, is there any injury update on Isaiah Reed? I think he picked up a knock against Austin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Isaiah is progressing. You can't. He's in a position where we can't rule him out, but obviously we want to make sure that we're taking care of him. So Isaiah has an unbelievable mentality. He's a warrior when it comes to wanting to put his body on the line for the group. So you almost have to dial him back a bit and make sure that we're doing everything from a physical side to prepare him for the longevity of the season. But he's progressing really well.
Thank you, Coach.
Justin, go ahead.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you've talked a lot about tactics and things like that in the past. After the win this weekend, you boiled it down to basically clean sheet and score goals. Is it that simple sometimes, I guess, from your perspective?
Yeah, okay, man. I like that because I think it is that simple. In words, I think it is that simple. And I have said this multiple times, especially to you guys, that I get chuckles when I say, keep clean sheets, score multiple goals is kind of our philosophy. It's our mission statement, because I think it is everybody around the world. The reason I say that, though, is that is the simplification that we've given to the boys before we get into the detail of what it means to play the way we want to play. So yes, we have a game model that has, I won't even tell you how many sheets it has. It outlays each position and what we want and what success looks like and what it's going to take to do that physically and all these things. But ultimately, when you have a game where you score multiple goals and you keep a clean sheet, that is something that I think at the end of the day, it makes winning games easier. This weekend, that was the biggest takeaway for me. I thought the first half, looking back, I was wrong a little bit after the game. Thought we did play a little bit better than I had seen in the first half. But at halftime, it was not necessarily a kumbaya conversation. It was pretty intense. It was pretty demanding. And, I have to give credit to the guys, because in the second half, they took the advice that we as a staff had given, understanding that it's a player's game. We can't dictate what happens on the field in real time. They have to make the right decisions. They have to see the game. They have to see and make the adjustments. They came out in the second half and played at a pace and at a quality that deserved that result. And after the game, I sat down. I very rarely sit down. Obviously, if you've ever come to a game, you see I don't sit down. I sat down in the locker room and I just said, for the sake of the staff's heart, can you please play the first half like you played the second half? And, you get a good chuckle about it, but it just shows growth and it shows progression. And that's what we want. The 2 goals, though, I will have to say this. The 2 goals were quality. If you look back at that game and you look at the pressing moment we had right before our goal, Zeke pressed the center back and he pressed him into a long ball. We as a staff truly do believe that because Zeke pressed him into that long ball, he tried to overplay the next one. And it was a real key this week to show that it's not the moment that we're looking for. It's the layer of moments. And when we press the way we press, okay, yes, we might not win the ball in a situation like we did to score the goal one time, but it's the 5 to 10 presses that we had before that will create that one opportunity. And then the second goal is just pure unselfish quality from everybody on the team. It starts with a diagonal pass from Talon, which we've been asking him to do all game, and he did it perfectly. To then Jathan, Papa, Jacob, you've got Joe, Yair, and then Isaiah LaFleur. To me, that was a team goal, and those are the most exciting. Those are the ones where you can look back and you want to score team goals. So really proud with that result.